So, you are definitely not your user. That's the title of the talk. Hopefully that should tell you a little bit. My name is Erik Wesslen. I've been at TechSmith recently. I've been doing software design of one type or another for 10 years, but we'll get into that momentarily. I'm a young, meaning I'm in the first half of my life, college educated, privileged, meaning I grew up in the United States, white guy with a dog. That's my dog Kira. She's 6 today, so happy birthday. And I've had the pleasure of working with about 12 companies now over the past 10 years, ranging from the largest NGOs in the world to the United States Postal Service to the universities. But first I'm going to talk about Tau Investment Management, which is a $1 billion investment fund created by Gap and several other companies. They're a private equity firm established to generate above market returns by upgrading global supply chains. Through our transformational approach, we seek to increase manufacturers' profitability and scale, improve the environment and lives of workers, and deliver superior returns to investors. Wow. So about a year ago, they reached out to me and I started talking, and the brief was basically design the next generation of operations and supply chain management software for the garment industry. What? So my reaction naturally was, where do I start? So fortunately, they had done a ton of research, and over the first several months of I started working with them, I voraciously consumed numerous reports of how the garment industry works. There's roughly $1 trillion worth of waste in terms of inefficiency in the garment industry. And from there, we were able to kind of figure out how people are managing their processes. And obviously, we want to dive into user research. And so this is one of our users, one of many. She's middle-aged, uneducated, impoverished, and she's a single parent in Bangladesh. Now, we're not the same person, clearly. And so, from there, it gets pretty easy. Obviously, we need to dig into the research further. It's we're not the same person. What is this person's day like? How do they go about it? How many hours a day do they work? What are the factory conditions like? Or how literate are they? Are they standing or sitting during their work day? Do they like pizza? These are the important questions we have to ask about our users. And at the end of the day, you do all this work and you have a better understanding, which leads to better design. And this is easy to say when you start a project where you know nothing about your user. You know you have to go through the due diligence and figure out all these different things because you don't know where to start. What are the lighting conditions? What kind of things, everything that has to do with design. So let's take a step back. During the same period, I'm working on a startup called Gathered, and our whole goal is to connect with people and not profiles. Basically, you're at a conference, how do I figure out how to meet up with all you people for drinks? So the user is a young, college-educated, privileged white guy that likes doing things. Now I'm like, hey, I'm kind of like that guy. User research? We're pretty much the same person. I know exactly what I want. I came up with the problem. This is my company. I think I know what I'm trying to do here. So it's obviously I need to talk to the whole marketing advertising part, but I'm like, user research, whatever. It's I got this. Yeah, I know exactly what to design. And so we start designing and start working with a couple people. The lights start flashing. 3 months later, the pilot program is seeing poor adoption. The sign-up process is a complete mess. Built unnecessary unused features, and the list goes on. It's wow, I thought I was so connected to the target demographic, and I just skipped all these steps. And it turns out the user doesn't spend every second on Twitter like I do. They're more protective of their personal information. I just send everything out there. For them, learning is more important than networking, and they're not an Apple fanboy, and they also don't have a dog. So I'm like, wow, there's so many things I screwed up in this process just because I was an arrogant little privileged white boy and thought that I don't have to go through my due diligence in doing the user research. And so it's easier for when we have a project that is close to what we're doing to kind of skip that step. So I want to leave you with a quote here. You're most definitely, unequivocally, beyond the shadow of a doubt, not your user. I said that. So I want to give a big shout out to all the other speakers here tonight, and thank you to all of you for showing up. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, queries, criticisms, qualms, they are all welcome. I'll be here, and you can hit me up on Twitter at Erik Wesslen. Thank you very much.